Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining in onto my channel. This is Sam, and I wanted to do an installment today about a very serious subject. And so what we're talking about today is going to be um, Christian persecution and whether it's a real thing, and kind of the stuff that's going on in the world today and has been going on. Um, so Yesterday I did a little research into this because I haven't actually ever done too much research. I've read about Christians who have been persecuted under communism, um, and obviously am aware of the persecution that happened beforehand in the early church, first few centuries, and the Inquisitions. So, but it appears that I think the numbers say, and this is one of the things that's hard with talking about this is like I don't think the numbers are exact, but let's say they're cut in half. We could do that, and that would be a generous, I think, a generous admission for us. So basically the numbers say that since Jesus walked the earth, there were 70 million uh, Christians who were martyred. Um, and the majority of them, sorry, I just kind of woke up and I just wanted to do this video while I was thinking about it. So that's why my hair is all messed up. Yay. Oh well, this video is still important, I think, and I wanted to get through this. So the majority of them were persecuted and martyred in the 20th century. So the numbers say I think between 12 and 20,000 were killed in in Russia under Stalin, and there were many more killed in Russia under Stalin, and there were massive amounts of Christians who were uh, killed all around the world. So that's I'm gonna actually pull this up so I have a couple of these facts while I'm talking about this. So bear with me here. Um, so I think the number came to there was somebody who estimated, and I'm like I said, I'm not sure what this number is, but that's the thing. As a Christian, I think we want to know this, and when we can't find a reliable number, it's a little bit alarming, right? Now I understand that in some of those regimes, like in Mao's China, um, and in Stalin's Russia, it was kind of impossible to. Um, sorry, I'm just pulling this up. So it was kind of impossible to know exactly how many people were killed. I think most people believe that it was many more than what is estimated. So it's maybe even likely that the number is higher than what was estimated at 45 million. So which which that should really blow our minds. I mean, even if it's the lowest estimation in Soviet Russia, 12 million Christians murdered under a communist regime, that is that is twice as much as the amount of Jews who were killed in the Holocaust. And I'm not saying that to downplay or discredit the sorry, just getting this link going here, to downplay or discredit how many Jews were killed in the Holocaust, but I just wanted to put that in perspective, um, of how many Christians were killed. So and then there's another number that talks about 900,000 Christians have been killed in the last decade, I believe. I might be a little off on that, but 100,000 Christians per year. Now in the West, we don't have this. We don't experience this. But I do want to get to some other discussions about what's going on in the West. And this video may disturb some people because I'm not going to show anything disturbing, but just the content that we're talking about is disturbing. So just be aware. I'm just going to pull a couple things up so I have facts with me here. So 45 million people. Now, even if we cut that in half and we put it at 22 million Christians killed in the 20th century, I mean, that's still a massive amount of Christians. And my beef with this is like, why didn't I know that until yesterday? Why aren't we told this? And why aren't we taught these things in school? Why? Sorry, I'm just gonna go here and pull up I posted something about this. So, why aren't we taught this in school? Right? That's a scary fact. So, and now all around the world things are happening, and there's being a stranglehold around Christians again. Even here in the West, people are becoming more intolerant of Christians now, and they're claiming that Christians are intolerant. The media in America is blasting Christian wickedness, right? So I wrote about in my new upcoming book different media articles that were written in journalistic magazines that were popular, like the New York Times, the New Yorker magazine, the Washington Post, CNN, all these different media outlets do ridicule and slander Christian and paint them out to be evil people. So, and like I said, when I do these videos, I don't premeditate what I'm going to say. So I'm just looking for what I'm going to talk about as I go on. So there was massive, if that's the case, 22 million Christians killed, and if it was 45 million especially, it seems like Christians are the most persecuted people on the planet. And I don't say that lightly. I'm just saying that based on the numbers that I've seen. And that's the thing, if they're not the right statistics, tell me what the right statistics are. I would really love to see that. I'm just going off of the information that I can see, and that's the information that I share with people. So I'm not trying to spread misinformation. I'm just looking for the right statistics. So I'm just trying to defend myself there for people who think that. So I'm just going on the New York Times because usually when I go to the New York Times, I see something against Christianity. So let me just look. Oh my gosh, it's such propaganda. It's incredible. It's just decrying GOP members, and then the Biden approach is working. And okay, so nothing about Christians. But anyways, there's a lot going on in the world today. And we talked about the Christian church burning, right? And I'm going to talk about that a little more here. So I posted a couple of things, and one of the things that I talk about is that Alexander Solzhenitsyn, when he wrote the Gulag Archipelago, he recognized the attack on Christianity, and also Richard Wurmbrand, when he wrote Tortured for Christ, was talking about these things. So this says 45 million Christians. Antonio Sochi claims the untold story of the 20th century is the murder of 45 million Christians, mostly at the hands of communist and Islamic regimes, and that massacres continue to this day. And that was in 2002. So we can only, and I'm going to show you that he's right. Even back in 2002, he's right today. There is still massive persecution around the world that we are facing, and it's trying to make its way into the Western world. And that's the whole point of this video. So this says, the Center for Study for Global Christianity says 900,000 Christians have been martyred in the last decade, equating to 90,000 a year, one every 6 minutes. And then, let's see here. So I think this is from a Catholic website. More staggering statistics on Christian persecution. 1,600,000 plus massacred by Ottoman Muslims in Turkey, Armenia in 1820s. 120,000, or I said 1,600,000. So 120,000 plus Greek Christians massacred by Turks in Smyrna in one day. 600,000 plus Sudanese Christians murdered by Islamic government in 1963. 600,000 Sudanese Christians. 1,200,000 Catholics and underground church Christians died in Soviet Union in 1925 in just 1 year. 200,000 plus Ukrainian Orthodox in Soviet Ukraine killed in 1927. 100,000 plus Lithuanian Christians killed by the Nazis, then Soviets, from 1940 to 1980. 450,000 plus Yugoslav and Serbian Orthodox and others by Nazis and Soviets up to 1990. 125,000 plus Lutheran Confessing Church, Catholics and others by humanist Nazis, 1933 through 1945. Okay, so 200,000 Christians executed during Korean War and by North Korean communists, 1950 to 2000. Sorry, I'm kind of not able to talk really well. 520,000 Christian Hutus and Tutsis killed each other in Rwanda in 1994. 300,000 plus Protestant evangelicals killed in Colombia's La Valencia Civil War, 1948 to 1958. So that's a lot. Those are staggering numbers. So this says the global religious genocide. More than 70 million. 70 million Christians have been martyred for their faith since the time that Jesus walked the earth. According to the article of Christianity Today, the data attributed to David Barrett claims that the number of Christians killed for their faith in Nazi Germany was 1 million, while the number of Orthodox Christians and others murdered in Russia between 1917 and 1950 was 15 million. In China, at least 200,000 Christians and foreigners were killed by the Boxer Rebellion of 1898 and 1990. Another 700,000 were killed in communist China between 1950 and 1980. The number of Catholics killed in Mexico from the late 1800s to 1930s was estimated at 107,000. 300,000 Christians are believed to have been killed under Idi Amin in Uganda between 1971 and 1979. So those are some staggering numbers, and I do think that it's coming here into the West. People are growing more and more impatient with Christians. People are growing more and more frustrated with Christians. I was talking with a man a couple of weeks ago who was incredibly angry at Christians. He said, he supported the church burning in Canada, and a lot of people do. Most people that I interact with, because actually most of the people I interact with are unbelievers, they justify the church burning. And so, which the church burning in Canada is a real big alarm for us down here in America, because lots of times what happens in Canada will catch on here, literally and figuratively. So yeah, so that's the next thing I wanted to talk about, was that people are pushing for this to come into Canada, and people really, they're not just mad at the discovery of unmarked graves in Canada, they're just mad at the church, period. So this was an Instagram post. I'm going to read some of these comments from this Instagram post. So D word, heat wave wreaking havoc. So this is a picture of a church burning, right? And all these people are very excited about it. Hot church summer, sparking joy. You love to see it. The only church that illuminates. I'm just going to read the comments rapid fire. These are the fireworks. These are the only fireworks I want to see in Canada this day. And I didn't just pick these out. These are all the comments in a row. So, one warm summer night years ago, on the Rosebud Reservation, I stood and watched dozens of people cheer as one burned to the ground. Don't forget that they're all over Turtle Island too. Don't forget to bring marshmallows. I was waiting for this to show up on social media outside my immediate friends. Good on you. Good start. So good start. That kind of shows that this is just the beginning. People want to destroy the church. Wow, they call it a hate crime. Such a stunning example of the state mobilizing wokeness to preserve its own power. There's just something so metal and badass about a church burning, and I for one live for that image. Man, feel bad for you. Let's keep this energy going. Are the deaths being classified as hate crimes, though? Deaths of the indigenous people? And people put a bunch of fire emojis. Yeah, all those who cried out over Notre Dame feeling different about Catholicism yet? Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This is how direct action is done. Fire emoji. Hot summer. Hell yeah. You really love to see it. Let's see. Black metal community approves this. It begins. Fire. Ooh, that one's creepy. Righteous. You love to see it. Think we know what the real hate crime is here. You love to see it. So 2 people said you love to see it. These people really hate Christianity. Man, that's crazy. These comments are gold. You love to see it. Another person said you love to see it. Thoughts and prayers. Psych. The Lord works in mysterious ways. So, anyways, that's crazy. People are going crazy. That's called actual insanity. Just in case you're wondering, that's not normal human behavior. That's demonic. So the devil is moving fast against Christians all around the world, and I'm going to show you what's happening in other places in the world. So people in America are becoming, the media is attacking Christians. People in America are becoming more angry at Christians. We're not taught that all this stuff is going on around the world. All the media will talk about is the GOP boogeyman and evil white male Christians, and so that's all we're instilled into us every day by the media. And so they it seems like, and I'm not saying there's somebody at the top organizing all this, it seems more widespread, it seems more spiritual, it seems like a dark force, which if people study communism, they recognize something similar, that it's not just, it's like organized chaos, right? There's something evil behind the scenes working. So let's see. Afghanistan. These are some headlines about what's going on in the world. So this one says Afghanistan, the Taliban takes over, an insider's view. And so I read some of these last night. This one talks about how the Afghanistan, the Taliban is really starting to tighten the noose around communities, and especially Christians in Afghanistan. So the church in Afghanistan is under major threat of murder, of being killed, of being persecuted. So that's scary. So there's a lot of assaults taking place in India. There's a lot of propaganda being sold in India against Christians, that they want to do anti-Christian hate and anti-Christian violence. So it's in India. It's in Iraq. ISIS is attacking Christians in Iraq and Syria. 16 hostages knifed to death by jihadists in DR Congo. So Congo. Nigeria, 43,000 Christians killed in the last 12 years. 18.5 thousand abducted. 17.5 thousand churches attacked in 12 years. So heavy persecution and evil happening in Nigeria. So these are things that aren't being told to us in the Christian community. These things aren't being talked about in the church. Our church is largely silent, and I've been part of that problem because I didn't really understand. But I'm gonna start really speaking out about this stuff, because this is so sad. It's just to think about all these honorable people being under threat right now, and I don't want our church to go underground here in America. Like, I understand that there might be benefits for the spiritual aspects of our Christianity here in America, but when the church goes underground, it's scary. It's scary. We don't want that. So we want the freedom to be allowed to practice our religion, and we want the resources to have to fight back, not through warfare, but through love, to fight back against these other persecutions that are happening around the world. So there was a lot more that I read yesterday. So Christian persecution in Pakistan, it's in Mozambique. It says that they were victims of a violent insurgency in Vietnam. The officials are raiding churches in Vietnam. I talked about this. The Hindu nationalists hold rally in India advocating for anti-Christian violence. Pope Francis should prioritize visiting Indonesia. Oh, I don't know what that is. Armenia, genocide is in plain sight. So there's a new Armenian government. From what I was able to understand, a new Armenian government has moved in, and they are trying to really put the church under threat and persecute them. So there's a new hardline government amidst a growing church in Iran. So Iran, Iraq, there's many more. These are just in the last day or two, all of these stories. This is news. This is real news. Let me read some headlines out the New York Times to put those into perspective. What we are not teaching boys about being human. A labor leader is gone and the road ahead for union is steep. Commies. Sorry. Don't be fooled by Mitch McConnell's sudden bout of bipartisanship. So there you go. That's all it is. It's just propaganda coming from the left. And if you talk about Christian persecution, they'll just slander you, they'll laugh at you. But like I said with those numbers, can we even, we have to grasp those numbers from the 20th century and really grasp what's happening now as Christians, so we can step up, speak out, and start taking things seriously and not be asleep anymore. We need to wake up. This is coming here, I believe. I would love to be proved wrong. I really would, but just watching the way things are, and it might not be for another 20 years. I might be dead when it happens, but in the Christian church, I think we're largely in America, we're too comfortable. And I'm talking to myself here, and I just want all of us to just kind of know what's going on around the world. And I've just started learning, but I just wanted to share this video with everybody else. So I just ask that we would be praying as Christians for these people all around the world who are suffering immensely, who are being imprisoned in North Korea, who are being threatened by terrorism in Afghanistan, who are being threatened by evil governments in Iran, Armenia, who are being attacked by ISIS in Syria and Iraq, who are being threatened by communism in China, and who are being mocked and slandered and derided and labeled and hated in America and in Canada and much more. So I just pray that we'd be praying for these things and praying for that. How as Christians can we love people, love anyone who hates us, anyone who disagrees with us? Our job is not to endure. Our job is to love. So praise God for all of you, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.